Welcome to the Desert Scene with Bonnie G from the Mutual Broadcasting System, where we explore the vibrant world of arts, culture, and entertainment in the desert. Join us as we uncover the hidden gems and shining stars that make this arid landscape burst with creativity. Brought to you by El Portal Mexican Restaurant in Cathedral City, where authentic cuisine meets affordable prices. Diving into the desert oasis of talent and inspiration, here's Bonnie.
And welcome to the Desert Scene. So happy to have you here, and very happy to welcome to the show an old friend of mine, Brad. I don't mean old, but just known him a long time. Brad Mercer, who's a multi-talented guy. And I'm trying to remember, Brad, how long have we known each other? When did we first meet? We were back at Desert Radio Group. How long ago was that? Do you remember exactly?
Well, I gotta say it's probably 2008, maybe.
Okay, all right, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. I remember being there. I remember being on your show, and then you did my show, and then I did your show again.
Okay. So Brad, you may notice just from the pipes, is a radio guy. He's also got a band. He also does music for movies. So we're going to talk about all that. But I want to start first with your weekly radio show, Brad Mercer's Bands and Fans. So tell us about that and how that came to be and where people can hear it.
That's about 11 years old now. We've been going 11 years straight. I can't believe it, especially at my age, still being in radio. And it just doesn't happen. You know, you start getting older, and then the quote unquote corporate people want to replace you with a younger version of you. Yeah. And so I went through that many, many times, but I always bounced back and got back on the air. And, I've been doing radio since 1981 and, in different markets, but also trying to squeeze in the music and the stand-up comedy and the movie work and the voice work, doing everything at the same time. And it kind of is overbearing at times.
Yeah. You got to do a lot of juggling. Well, I want to stay with radio for just a minute, then we'll move on. I'm trying to remember the show. You kind of did more classic rock? What kind of format have you mostly done as far as radio?
Classic rock, basically. And when I did my own show, Brad Mercer's Bands and Fans, I decided to step it up to the country rock type of genre. And this kind of gave me a chance, since I was in control. I was able to play the bands I thought were very worthy of airplay that can't get airplay anywhere because they're not signed to a label.
Yeah.
So I decided to take the unsigned and newly signed new country indie artists and bands locally and from around the world and play them on my 2-hour show weekly.
And where can people hear that?
They can go to, it's up in the high desert, 96.3 FM. That's Kicks Hot Country.
Okay. And
then you can stream it live worldwide on my website, which is bradmercersdnf.com.
Okay.
And, any of my websites will cross over to them. And you can, and I post it on Facebook when you can, that when we're live. But it's been going 11 years, and I'm really happy about that.
Excellent. Well, let's move into one of your the other hats you wear. You have a band, the Brad Mercer and the Profile. Tell us about that.
Brad Mercer and the Profile is a band that I chose to put together. It started as the Brad Mercer Band, and I handpicked the best musicians I could find here in the desert that I played with off and on. And because the stuff that I do is more of a show. And we do a lot of performing instead of just standing there and playing music. So I needed to find the right guys that could, nail the classic rock tunes and the original music. And I did. I found them. And we decided, let's take my name off of it and go with the Profile. everybody has a band name.
Mm-hmm.
So the profile actually was created by my manager, Chip Miller.
I know Chip, great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And in fact, I've been signed with him for about 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm his one of his main clients, and he's been advising us and pulling us forward, and it's worked out really well. And I'm really proud to be a client of his. But the band, the profile, okay, well, they wanted my name on it in order to get gigs. Nobody knew who the profile was.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, okay, I settled on Brad Mercer and the profile. And it's working.
And just so people know, your next big gig is going to be at the Big Rock Pub in Indio on Saturday, November 9th. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's the next main gig. And then we just finished one at the Cascade Lounge last Wednesday. We've rebooked another one April of 2025.
Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. We're going to talk about your movie music. So we're talking to Brad Mercer here on the Desert Scene. We'll be right back.
Craving a delicious meal that won't break the bank? Look no further than El Portal Mexican Restaurant in Cathedral City. At El Portal, we pride ourselves on offering family-friendly dining with affordable prices on our authentic Mexican cuisine. Owner Victor Lupercio and his dedicated staff make you feel like part of the family. Whether you choose to dine in, take out, or opt for delivery, you can always count on fresh, mouth-watering dishes that will transport you to the heart of Mexico. Enjoy discounts throughout the week and explore one of the Valley's best selections of tequila to complement your meal. Join us for live entertainment on Friday evenings and consider El Portal for your next special occasion with our catering services. Visit eatatelportal.com for more details and discover why El Portal Mexican Restaurant has become a culinary gem in the desert. El Portal, located 1 block south of Ramon on De Palm and Via Olivera.
And we're back on the Desert Scene talking to my buddy Brad Mercer, multi-talented guy. He has his radio show, he has a band, and also you've been doing a lot of music for movies. Let's talk about Ride to Justice first of all, and how that came about.
Ride to Justice was created by screenwriter and director Chip Miller. Mm-hmm. And it is kind of a contemporary. It started out as a contemporary Western, but without the cowboys and the hats and the guns and the horses. We're up into 2020, 2021, 2022. So you're using hogs, you're using motorcycles and gangs, and it's about a town that is just all by itself, and it's run by these guys. And it's a very interesting script. It's a lot of action. We begin filming in October as soon as the heat subsides, of course.
Okay.
And but we're all over. We're in 29 Palms, Kelso, shooting basically in the Mojave Desert. And, we got guys like Michael Feist and Neil McDonough, Jason Blade, Nikki Corvette, Sean Cannon. And it's actually the first movie that myself and the band are in. We even have a scene where the band plays, and I actually have a line.
Wow. Have you been practicing your line diligently?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. And I'm not going to say what the line is.
Yeah, let us find out.
Yeah.
I want to try to get all this in. So, A Stranger's Path is another one. Pre-production starts in December. This is directed by Kevin Sorbo. Tell us about that one.
Okay, yeah, Kevin, great director, and he's also one of the stars in the movie. It's about a guy that you don't know who he is really. He's a preacher, and he comes forth. And the guy that actually is a preacher of this particular little town, he meets his demise right off the bat.
Oh dear!
And so this other guy comes in, and you're not sure. You're not sure who he is, what he's trying to come across as. You get an idea, but you're not sure. Mm-hmm. And it's an interesting movie. It really is. It stars Susan George. We got Meg Ryan,
Viola Davis, some big names. Yeah, Vince Gill.
Yeah, James Spader. Yeah, and of course we got that cameo by Tom Selleck. So I'm really excited to work with him on that. But basically, one of the songs that I have recorded, "I'm Coming Home," is actually going to be on the credit roll at the end of the film. So that's really a big deal.
Yeah. I want to make sure we get some more of this stuff in at the time we have here. I love this note here that you and Chip just received a personal email from Paul McCartney raving about your song and official music video, "I'm Coming Home." He loved it and wants to hear more music from you. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was something that happened. It's you can call it fate. You could call it being at the right place at the right time. It just happened. And the music video is really good. "I'm Coming Home." You can see it on our website, theprofileband.com. But it went pretty big in Europe. It's being played on MTV Europe, MTV Australia. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to get it played on MTV out here in the States unless you're really unless the song is taken off.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. But you never know after this movie's released. That could change overnight. Paul actually saw the video, and he reached out to Chip. Mm-hmm. And Chip filled him in on who I was and how it was created and the backstory. We shot the video just like the "Hey Jude" video. That's what caught Paul's interest. And he loved the song. He loved the band. He loved wanting to hear more music. So one thing led to another, and Chip and Paul have been corresponding now for 3 or 4 weeks. And it looks like we're going to get together.
Excellent.
And talk about a
Well,
few things.
it sounds like big things are coming. Well, Brad Mercer, you got, I don't think you need to take on any new projects. You got a lot on your plate here. Congratulations on all this. The radio show, the band, the movie music. And if somebody wanted to keep tabs on you and what you're doing, would they go to Brad Mercer? What website would they go to check on?
Well, just all you got to do is Google Brad Mercer.
Yeah.
And but the main website is theprofileband.com.
Okay.
And there you go. Everything's there.
Well, Brad, congratulations. It's so great to see old friends doing really well. And we'll have to, once you hook up with Paul McCartney and do a song together with him, we'll have to have you back on. All right?
You never know.
You never know. All right. Brad Mercer, thank you so much. And we'll see the rest of you on the Desert Scene next time.
The Desert Scene is a production of the Mutual Broadcasting System and is sponsored by El Portal Mexican Restaurant. Eat at elportal.com.